So good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Uh, I am here again with another speaker for International Project Management Day, which we are celebrating throughout the month of November as a part of People Services team. And it's my pleasure to introduce a new topic, uh, the difference between Agile Coach and Scrum Master. They aren't the same. So it's my privilege to introduce you, Mr. Ashish Sadekar, who is heading the ProThoughts in India. Ashish, next slide, please. Yeah, so a brief introduction about Ashish. He's PMP, PGMP, PFMP, CDIA, DALSM, and CSM, doing his Ikigai with project management. Author, trainer, speaker, entrepreneur, and a family man. Among the very first in India to get the PFMP, which is Portfolio Management Certification from PMI, and Disciplined Agile Certification, 20 plus years of professional and still learning and loves what he does, even today's webinar. Over to you, Ashish.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Vinith, and no, thanks for giving me an opportunity. I think I always looked up to Nokia as one of the torch bearers of project management, given its vast presence across the globe. And it's an honor for me to talk about certain things on this platform, which you have envisaged for the International Project Management Day. So thanks once again, and let me go straight to the topic. And uh, this topic is a very interesting topic that I chose. So when Vinith asked me what is a topic that you can do, um, in the background, it was always the fact that it was always the thing that came to my mind. It was, the questions many people ask me. No, the Scrum Master and agility, they probably interchange. Sometimes they interchange the word of Scrum Master and Agile Coach. So people somewhere are not very clear about the different things in agile and agility or the concepts of agile. And also, after the pandemic, I see a lot of organizations and a lot of teams are actually looking to survive in this fast paced, cutthroat world. And agility becomes a necessary tool or a medium to survive. And given this International Project Management Day, I could not think of a better topic than talking about certain things which can make sense to different teams, different individuals, and even to the organization. So, thanks once again, Vinit. And I'm going to put it very simple. I'm going to talk about Scrum Master and Agile Coach and talk about the differences about that. And in my first few slides, I'm going to put a context to what I'm going to talk. So that's how it is. So I will straight away go to my topics. Uh, so
Ashish, sorry to interrupt. We are
yeah,
finding it difficult to see your face.
okay.
It's
Should I
becoming dark.
start?
Maybe, yeah, if you can switch off the camera and we can switch on once again at the end of the Q&A.
Okay.
I guess that'll be good. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Okay. So fair enough. Okay. So uh, so great. So this is so I'm going to straight away jump to the things and the I think it is this topic is relevant to every employee who is an aspirant or even he is a contributor to project management. Uh, the purpose of this presentation is typically to understand agility in a much better way, and yes, open for further conversation. So I hope that this topic makes you think, apply, and use it in your day to day work, right? So the key takeaway I can see is be clear on certain terms and how you can apply the same to inculcate agility and achieve the goal in agility for your team and your organization. So let me start with the topic. I think one of the things that many people confuse agility is with Scrum. Scrum was always the best starting point for agility. And no, the founders of the Scrum or the Scrum Alliance they talk about, were a part of the Agile Manifesto, which was prepared in the 2001, almost 20 years back. But if I had to put a simple term of agility, or I want to say Scrum is a practice to achieve agility. Agility remains a concept. So in a way, agility is about how I can deliver outcomes in lesser time. That is what I would talk agility with. So how I can deliver effective outcomes in lesser time. And when I use the word effective, that means how you can use the term value as well. So how I can delight the stakeholders in lesser time. So that's what I will term agility. And when I talk about that, there are a lot of methods that we use, which actually improve your performance or effectiveness over time. But there are other methods which can drastically improve your way of working or effectiveness over time. So let's use agility as a concept, not a practice, not a framework, not a tool. And many people use that another term called mindset for that. So I'm just breaking down in simple terms what is agility. So agility being a mindset, the way which we will do things. uh, there are a lot of practices, methods, tools, techniques that can help you achieve agility. So this is a famous diagram, okay, created by Deloitte. It represents the tube or the London tube, the London Trail Network, with lot of these methods that are techniques that are used to achieve agility. And that very fact is that Scrum is one of the things to do that. So there are many other things. I trust that Scrum is the easiest to adopt if you are new to agility. That I completely agree. But there are various things to help you achieve agility, because one method may not help one team, because teams are unique in nature. So going forward in the same context, just to give you an example, uh, PMI acquired, because there are so many practices, methods. PMI also felt that, let's acquire disciplined agile, just to give you a context, because that is one kind of a toolkit which kind of goes and leverages the various methods which are available currently in the entire universe. So it leverages different practices, different methods, different techniques, and suggests the team which is the best. So it removes the process overheads. So agility, my idea of telling you and building the context is agility is a concept, and there are various ways to achieve agility. Having understood this basic thing, let us now come to the two basic terms what we are going to talk. One is the Scrum Master and one is the Agile Coach. Now, there are many people like PMI, there are many institutes, and they coin their own terms. Like sometimes the Scrum Master is called the team lead in Disciplined Agile. The team is sometimes called the tribe in Spotify. The sprint is called the iteration in XP. So there are different terms that you use. But I believe the Scrum Master, which has, when the Scrum Master was originated, uh, the the project managers, okay, at that time the traditional waterfall was also in vogue, and and many people felt that the project managers should transition to the scrum master. I still believe that the project managers are way different from the scrum master. So who is the scrum master? The scrum master is a term generally used for the most popular method to be used for achieving agility or for agile projects, or to be, in short, okay, the scrum practice, okay, by Scrum Alliance is one of the most common methods to achieve agility or practice agility in your organization teams. So there is a person, okay, who is not a project manager, but who is typically a Scrum Master, who is the facilitator or a bridge between a customer and the team who does the work, and the customer is represented by a person called product owner, by a role called product owner. So the scrum master, and my idea is that most of you would be knowing this term, and the scrum master, as you have, my assumption is that you are aware of agility in this. But the scrum master typically is the bridge or the facilitator. He makes things happen. He is not the deciding factor who takes decisions on the work done in the project. He serves the team. He's a servant leader. Serves the team. He serves the product owner. He serves the organization to help team move ahead and deliver outcomes or value. And he removes impediments. He's the problem solver so that the team can focus on their work. So that's a typical scrum master. He's part of the team. He's insider to the team. So if I tell you, okay, what are the main responsibilities of the scrum master? One, remove impediments. Okay, help team achieve their goal in lesser time. Ensure that, okay, there are proper environment, working conditions, resources for the team, okay, so that they do not have, just they can focus on their work. He ensures, okay, facilitation among the stakeholders, among the customer, among the team, resolve issues, conflicts within the team. So he's a great facilitator. And the other part, which is one of the main things I believe as a scrum master, is communicate, communicate, and communicate. He is the one who actually puts the vision on the board for the team to realize the goal. So these are the typical responsibilities. There are many other responsibilities if I had to break down the things. I have put this just to make you understand, and I hope everyone knows that, okay, these are the different events in a Scrum practice. And the Scrum Master is one of the roles which interacts with the team and the product owner and goes to the different events or ceremonies in a Scrum practice. I'm not going to pay much attention on this slide here, but the idea of the Scrum Master is typically be a Spock in your agile team, okay, who is using a Scrum, okay, or who is following a Scrum practice, right? Now that we have understood, okay, what is a Scrum event, I want to focus on a larger picture, which is the Agile coach. Now, the Agile coach is not an insider. He is brought in because, okay, the team or the leadership or the management sees some problem or wants to take the team from a X level to another level. So, Agile coach is an outsider to the team. His focus is rather short term to improve a particular situation. We call it wow, way of working. So the agile coach agenda comes for a shorter term and make the team self-organizing or a self-improving or a self-learning to improve the way of working for the team. Is typically, and that I would relate, there are similarity with the Scrum Master, but the focus of the Agile coach using a lot of techniques is to solve problems for the team. Let me elaborate more on this Agile coach. Like I said, the idea of the Agile coach is to make the team self-organizing. Self-organizing, the team takes their own decisions, right from planning estimations to the work decisions that they have to do. Okay, they take their own calls to improve themselves. They are not looking up to the managers or the management to do this. Okay, and they're self-learning teams, right? The coach comes with various, he carries a lot of ammunition in terms of the tools and techniques to improve the way of working. And these tools and techniques comes with experience, comes with certifications, comes with different knowledges, okay, to help the team improve the wow. The agile coach is typically one of the big agenda is to develop or internalize the agile mindset within the team. Unless that is done, you cannot make the team self-organizing. Also, one of the major factors which I have realized because I worked as an agile coach in certain organizations, and the most of the time, although the focus of the coach is on to improve or self organize the team, he works a lot with the leadership and management, to set expectations and do his work. So working with the management, having that softer skills is one a part and parcel of the agile coach, right? So these are the various responsibilities of agile coach. I'm going to elaborate further when I have a typical slide which I developed for you guys. But if I had to put a skill set of the agile coach, and this is the famous Adkins coaching competency framework. If you put if you see my arrow, this larger bracket is the idea of developing the lean and agile practices. So a coach typically has a good set of agile and lean practices with him. Okay, so a larger share of that. Okay, three kind of buckets of that, plus one bucket of the coaching, right? So one bucket of mentoring, one bucket of facilitating, one bucket of teaching. Okay, so these are the different skill sets he has, right? In fact, I can do a 1 hour session on the coaching competency, what each means, okay? And then especially one bucket of technical mastery, business mastery, and transformation mastery. If you are good in all your bingo, okay, generally I don't find coaches in good in all the things. Sometimes you are good in certain things, maybe you're missing on certain things, and that's what you develop with experience. Like for example, I have been in a business, and I develop a good mastery over certain domains in business. I've done some projects in transformation, maybe I'm lacking in technique. Okay, training I had done, mentoring, coaching I had done. I had certain, kind of agile and lean practices. So we develop competency over a period of time through various means. So this is your coaching competency. So a agile coach is a multi-skilled function person. I wanted to use this slide, and I've taken this from Disciplined Agile. Okay, where the agile coach, which I particularly like, is agile coach is not in a position of a command and tell kind of position. He or she doesn't tell people what to do, but ideally they enable or empower the people to make their own decisions. So if I have, okay, agile coach typically is of course to solve a particular problem, but when he leaves, he makes the team self-sustaining or self-organizing. Okay, typically a disciplined agile coach uses coaching skills and advanced agile knowledge to improve the way of working by applying the mindset and different tools and techniques. That's what the coach is, right? So this is something kind of a repetitive slide which I have used, but I think it is kind of important. Okay. So not going to focus more on this slide. When you go through it, it can be easy to read. There is a perception that Agile coach works at the enterprise level. I think that I feel the Agile coach works primarily at a team level. And the organization, according to me, manifests at a team level. So if your teams are inculcating agility, I think it will work up the way and the organization will slowly start, inculcating agility. So the agile course, the primary is with the team, first the self, then the teams, then the interdependent teams in the organization, and then at the organization. So the scope of agile coach is a pretty broad one as compared to a scrum master. So I have, now that you have understood the the context of what is a scrum master, what is an agile coach, what is agility, in our short session, I have kind of summarized the differences between a scrum master and agile coach. So the agile coach, I have put these differences in a way to understand on specific pointers. So first, agile coach is always outsider to the team. The scrum master is insider to the team. That's a one basic difference. The agile coach primarily acts as a problem solver and, okay, how to improve the situation for the team. The scrum master, whereas the focus is on the facilitation and serving the team, the product owner, and other stakeholders. However, the focus of both these people are on their particular independent agile teams. However, the agile coach can go and extend the scope with interdependent teams and even at the enterprise level. An agile coach, from a skilled perspective, is a multi-skilled person. Is a highly skilled, highly experienced person. He shows a lot of maturity, and that's what we have seen from the coaching competency diagram, and that's the purpose I had put that there. Right? So agile coaches have a lot of experience. So you will typically find agile coaches more than 15 to 20 years, whereas scrum masters can be at the start of the career as well. Agile coaches work typically with the team, but also with leadership and management level, because they want, the management and leadership want a certain problem to be solved, which is manifesting at team level, which is impacting the organization. So setting expectation, working with the leadership is often one of or big task of the agile coach. The scrum master is limited to working with the team. An agile coach demonstrates a lot of knowledge in terms of the agile lean practices, a lot of soft skills in terms of the mentoring, coaching. Okay, also carries a lot of experience in the technical business domain transformation as well. a Scrum Master may be limited with this kind of knowledge. Okay, I'm making guys a general kind of comparison. Although there can be Scrum Masters who are really experts in all the things. So I'm making a general kind of a comparison, typically which I find in the industry. The agile coaches typically come for a shorter duration. They are coming here for a point specific solution. Whereas the Scrum Master is a critical member of the team and is supposedly a permanent member to carry on achieving the goals for the team. Okay. The focus of an agile coach is more strategic to produce a change, a positive change, whereas the strategic focus is not there with the Scrum Master. It's a tactical focus to run the day-to-day operations for the project team, right? The focus also from a way of working for an agile coach is improve the way of working. Okay, and they have various techniques and tools in their arsenal to help the way of working for the teams. Whereas the idea of a Scrum Master is more on compliance rather than improving the way of working. So they typically, is in a Scrum, the Scrum Master typically ensures that they are following the guidelines, following the practices which are laid down in a Scrum. So typically different. An agile coach works with a Scrum Master, can also take the role of the Scrum Master if the Scrum Master is not there. But we cannot tell the same for the Scrum Master. Unless, of course, he gets the experience, is trained and developed to be an agile coach. However, there are a lot of similarities between the coach and the Scrum Master as well. Both understand how is the team performing in the current way of working and then try to provide solutions. Right? They are trying to measure what are the outcomes and how I can improve the outcome. Both are focused on delivering value at the end of the iteration or the sprint. Both are great facilitators and mentors to help the team deliver value at every iteration. So there are similarities, but the agile coach is a very broad spectrum and way different from the Scrum Master. So I had kind of time boxed my presentation, and I wanted more time for the question and answers along with Vinit. But I would like to summarize the things and know how is the world going towards agility. So if you see now, and the pandemic has accelerated the organizations to be more agile, right? Because of the VUCA world, volatile, uncertain, complex, ambiguous world that we are living in. So it is agility is now a necessity and not an option for many organizations to survive. If we are not inculcating agility, and agility may not be only Scrum practice or XP practice, agility is a concept. There can be ways Nokia may have their own way to which they might be practicing even today, and that can be an agile solution. So, but having said that, many organizations need agility to survive. And Scrum and Scrum Master are the easiest, okay, adoptions to start agility. That's the beginning journey of agility. But there has been recent survey, and this has been typically done by PMI, which I know of, and that's how they acquire disciplined agile. There is a dearth of agile coaches where you want to improve the situation, make the team self organizing, self improving, and self learning. And that's something which is hurting, okay, the organization currently. And there are not enough coaches in the industry. So if your organization goal is agility, I think you need to develop coaches, agile coaches. I believe that the future belongs to more agile coaches than scrum masters. And that's where many organizations, I believe, will invest their dollar or money, put money on the table for the agile coach. And that would be a great asset for the organizations in these turbulent times. So I would like to end this, okay, short, kind of a 40-minute talk with this, that both Scrum Masters and Agile coaches are essential to agility. But today, but both are way different from each other. And today, more than anything else, we need agile coaches to inculcate agility for teams and the organization. I wanted to put a little, because I belong to the certification market. I try to be as neutral as possible. But when you go for many organizations and the expertise, there are very popular certifications that are there in the market. And I just want to give you a good overview of this. So if you are at the starting point, this is the Scrum Master, the Certified Scrum Master, CSM, which has a lower expertise and equivalent to that at the starting point in Disciplined Agile, which PMI has introduced, is Disciplined Agile Scrum Master. As you gain the expertise, okay, as the organization matures from low to high, you might want to go for a SPC, which is another popular framework from Scaled Agility, or equivalent to that is the DSSM. And as you grow towards higher expertise and more matured agile organization, you might want to invest in an agile coach, which is provided by Disciplined Agile. And when you want to actually optimize the value stream, reduce the waste, okay, you can go for the higher certifications called the Disciplined Agile Value Stream Consultant, or equivalent can be the SPCT. Okay, so these are the popular agile certification today I see in the market. So I would like to leave with a couple of more slides, and then probably Vineet, you can, we can have a chat about things. But this is a group which I would recommend everyone to join. Okay, so you can refer to that. It's a LinkedIn group, free group, and we offer Disciplined Agile Coach program. So you can contact us. And if you need more information, I have put my websites, and we will be happy to help if you require more information on anything related to agility. So once again, thank you so much, Vinit, and for giving me an opportunity. I trust and hope this kind of a 40-minute talk would be helpful for Nokia and its employees. So thank you so much.
Yep. Thanks, Ashish, for giving a quick insight about the role which is you have put forward agile coach role. And believe me and trust me, Nokia already have this role available in various business groups.
Good.
They are practicing it, they are helping it out, but definitely not everybody knows the value of what this role can bring into the organization. Now, it was very interesting when I saw this coaching competency slide, right? You have classified, people and culture based in, one bucket where coaching and mentoring is there, and then in another knowledge and skill based where teaching and facilitating is there. To agile coach, I really feel that, to take the next step from scrum master or any other practitioner role of any other framework, what will be the key skill sets needed to take the step up, and what can be the tools and techniques which will help them to do that?
Yeah, so great question, Vinit. So one of the things why I positioned this Adkins coaching competency is typically that is kind of a Bible for a coach to inculcate, and that can be anywhere. So the broad kind of uh, that is the knowledge area which are agile and lean practices, and there are some things that you can gain through um, derived knowledge, which is a certification, and there is some uh, knowledge which you can gain through the real life experiences, which is like a business and technical mastery or transformations that we have. Okay, so these are the whatever I said: the lean and agile practice, mentoring, facilitation, coaching, teaching, or training. All these are okay. You need to rate yourself among this, assess yourself, and there are various tools and techniques to assess that. Okay, do the assessment and increase. Okay, gain this skill set to become an agile coach. That's one part of your question. The second part of the question: what are the tools and techniques to as a coach you can have? So there are various tools and techniques, and just to give an example, since I had done the disciplined agile coach, and now I'm a certified instructor, and I'm one among the 10 in the world to do this. Uh, as a coach, okay, there is a lot of tools, techniques, and not limited to anything. But uh, in disciplined agile, for instance, they give you a playbook where you can make your own improvement board. And now we have created templates so that every team can assess themselves and create improvement boards, and then actually use through software certain things that can help you to choose what you want to improve and time box yourself. So so there are various tools, techniques, okay, which you can play around, okay, as a coach, and a lot of soft skills are also needed for that. So I trust that I kind of know answer this, maybe not to the point, but yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
for sure, you have answered both of my pointers. Another thought which I got by looking into the comparison slide, which you have shared it in the last part of your presentation between the ask for the agile coach and the scrum master. Uh, there is definitely a need or a ask from an individual who is having a good experience in implementing the any way of development. Does not matter you follow scrum, you follow safe, or any other agile practice. I wish that this agile coach role can facilitate any kind of implementation, right? Agile, fundamental agile implementations.
Perfect. You're bang on the target. So yes, absolutely. So as an agile coach, you are not okay representing any practice. The idea is to improve, and you can use various frameworks to do your thing. So yes, so you are not limited to a certain thing and a particular practice. So agile coach will definitely leverage um, whatever existing the techniques in agile, and he should try to do that according to me.
So he will definitely kind of a process coach, right? Where he will be looking into how the practices have been followed up in a particular way of working, and then try to see how it can bring in value and remove some practices which are redundant or need to be incorporated. So he kind of a facilitator, the agile coach role, right?
Yeah, so
Or a transformation agent.
yes, you can call him a facilitator transfer, and he will wear different hats. The coaching competency actually tells him that you are wearing different hats. So when the thing comes, and that's what is the ability of the agile coach to switch hats as per the situation. So yes, so the one of the very important things the agile coach will do first is an observer, and then is the assessment. So unless he can do the current as is assessment, as we call it, he can't actually solve problems. So he is a very good observer, and he will do the assessment about things. And like I said, there is a playbook to identify what are the competencies of the team as it is, what are the impedances of the team as it is, and how they're affecting the other teams or the current team, how what is the environmental factors are affecting. So there are a lot of things that the agile coach will take care when he would be doing the solution. So when he is doing the solution, he will be more of a facilitator. Yeah, and there are different tools, like I said. Okay, one is the playbook that I know of, but yes, so he will be definitely assessing the current situation and then moving forward to talk with different stakeholders to make out a solution. So he is not developing the solution, the team is developing, but here, like you rightly pointed out, he might be a facilitator or a transformation agent.
Great. So my last query to you is on, the place where you have said that it is a temporary role, not a permanent role like a Scrum Master. When you say temporary role means he or she can continue with the role which they are continuing in the organization, and add on they can embrace this particular aspect as well when time needs or demands, right? That's what I
That
feel.
can
Or it can be a permanent role as well.
Yeah, so there are enterprise coaches, and they can. So how typically whatever you are saying can also be a possibility, Vinit. Also, in many organizations, what happens is that there is an enterprise coach, and he works on multiple teams at a single point of time, or he can work on a single team point of time, and then his work is over, he can switch to another team. But yes, so the essence is that he is there to solve a problem. The strategic focus is to bring a change, and therefore, more or less, he's a temporary a kind of a change agent there, or transformation agent. And his job is to make the team, like I said, a self-organizing, self-improving, and self-learning. Once he achieves this outcome, I think he can be ready to move on.
Thanks for this insightful, short update which you have provided to the community. Visibility on the agile coach role, which many of us know, many of us might not know. In the end, this short update will provide them at least some light how this role can be, used to best of their ability within their organization whenever time comes to. So thanks a lot, Mr. Ashish, for sharing your insight on this difference between Agile Coach and Scrum Master. And I hope people will get a good visibility now on this topic. On behalf of Nokia PM community and People Services team, thanks a lot.
My pleasure, Vinith, and thank you once again for giving me an opportunity to talk about this topic. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye. See ya.